Good afternoon, Potential. Um, Word of the week is the word order. That's right. Order, order, order. We're going to look on how we can put things in order in our lives. Very important. Okay, what does it mean, order? I looked it up. Basically, the word order, it means the right arrangement of things. So when you have things in order in your life, things are arranged in the right and correct order. The word order also brings out the word putting things in their right place. Makes a lot of sense. Putting things in the right place. This sounds very simple, but I'm telling you, when you are seeking to change your life and to be a man and woman of excellence, and a man and a woman who, when they meet somebody, they can see that this man, this woman is ordered and they know what they're doing, they know what they want, they know where they're going. So, the word order means the right arrangement of things, putting things in their rightful place. It also means a verbal or written request for something to be done or supplied. That means it's almost like you're in an army or you are in somewhere or at work and somebody gives you a verbal or written request to do something. Yeah? So what I'm trying to say is that in our lives, there are certain things we've got to do or put in place so that we can be effective in what we're doing with our lives. Very important. Also, what comes out of the word order is a statement made by a person with authority to do something. It makes sense. Someone who's got authority, like a policeman can stop you, and ask you for your license and who you are and stuff like that. If you are doing something illegal or something like that, because he's a person of authority and we stop when a policeman asks us to stop because we recognize the authority and that is why we submit to their questioning. Okay, the word order also brings out this word, an instruction or direction that must be obeyed. So basically, when somebody gives an order, this is one especially if you're in the army or in the military or in the Navy or Air Force, when your commanding officer tells you to do something or gives you an order, you don't question it, you just execute it. You just get it done. And what am I trying to say to you today is that there are things in our lives that we need to execute and get done and put in place so that we can be effective in our lives. Very important. Okay, what things do we need to put in order? There's so many things. You can talk about anything. You can talk about your life, your marriage, your relationship, your home, your finances. But I've written a few things here. Number one, I just think it's important that if we want to get order in our lives, it's very important that we read a self-improvement workbook for 15 minutes each day or something that would encourage us to bring things in, to do things in order. Okay? Basically, get knowledge about something. If you don't know how things can be done, how things should be done, get information about it. There's so much information out there. So read a self-improvement workbook for 15 minutes each day. That would help you to get yourself in order. The other one I've put here, what things we need to put in order is that have a plan or a list of things you have to do. So if you are going to have order in your life, you need to have a plan for your day of things that you want to do that day. Like I call it the to-do list. That means you write down things, 1 to 4 things that you have to accomplish by the end of the day. That means you don't allow anything to disturb you now. Of course, there are emergencies that can happen, but via that, if you do not prioritize the things that you want to do for that day, I'm telling you, you won't get nothing done. Because sometimes family gets in the way, other things, circumstance, other people's problems and all that. I'm not telling you you should not listen to other people or interact with other people. I'm just saying that prioritize the things that you want to do for that day and get it done. Remember, we're talking about order. Yeah? When you're given an order, you don't question it. What am I saying to you? I'm giving you an order that in your life, let there be a spirit of excellence. The things that you know you have to do for that day. And when you know you tick it off and you've done it, then when you lie down, you can feel good because what? You can lie back and say, you know what, I've done A, I've done B, I've done C today. And you can tick it off. And tomorrow you can do another list. But it's very important that you keep to your to-do list. Very important. What I've also put that what things we need to put in order is timekeeping. Now, this is very important, timekeeping. Like if you have a meeting at home or in your office or with your colleagues, whether you're a teacher, a preacher, whatever job you do or job description, if you have to meet some people in a meeting, it's very important that you show up like between half an hour to 15 minutes early to the meeting. So you get yourself together, you're there on time, and you are waiting for that individual rather than waiting for you. It shows respect. These are simple things, but I'm telling you, if we begin to do these things in our lives, when we interact with different people, I'm telling you, because when you give people your time and people give you their time, it's very important that you show up on time. Of course, emergencies can happen. Maybe you can be delayed or something. It's not every day, but that can happen the one-off. But what am I saying is that keep time. Have good timekeeping. If you are applying for a job, a business meeting, get there half an hour to 15 minutes early. You are there, you're ready, you've got your folder, you've got everything ready, you know what you're going to do, you know what you're going to say, and you're there waiting to be called or waiting for them to show up. Or if they're already there, they will know that you are there early because their secretary or whoever is doing the meeting will inform them that Mr. So-and-so, Mrs. So-and-so has showed up and they were here half an hour early. That looks good for you. That means you are somebody who's ready and you are alert and you are in order and you are eager for the meeting and you are respecting that individual's time. That's very important. Very important, timekeeping. I'll give you a quick example of timekeeping. I had a friend, we used to go to church and this was years ago. I wasn't driving or anything like that. And he was known for being on time and he doesn't mess about. If you are 2 minutes late, he would have driven off, he would have gone. So one time we were meant to meet him there, me and some people. And we were on time, so we believed. So we were rushing, we got there, and we were just about a minute and a half, 2 minutes late. And as we turned the corner, we saw him driving past us, and he's waving at us. But we said, stop. He didn't stop. You know why? Because he kept to time. He kept to time. And what that taught us that we were calling him back and we had to go to the same meeting as him and we saw him there and we said to him, why didn't you wait for us? He said, I told you to be there at this time. You were not there. So I left at the time that I told you to be there. If you were there at the time, you would have seen me, you would have met me and would have come together. And that was harsh. But what we learned is that, if you don't respect some people's time, they will not respect your time. And even in life, if people don't respect your time, you understand? If people don't respect your time, it means they're being disrespectful to you. Imagine you call somebody and you want to give them support or aid to do something, and then you tell them you're going to meet them at a certain time, and then they're half an hour late. And it was you who's going to support and give them help in that situation. That means they're disrespecting your time. Emergencies, as I said, can happen, but what am I saying? Get there early. Very important. Some people will not wait for you. Some business meeting, once they start, you're not letting nobody in the room. Some exams, once they start, you're not going in the room. So be on time. Very important. Get your time in order. Okay, the last point is know where your things are and make sure they are in order. Very important. You've got to know where your stuff are. You've got to know where all your documents are. You've got to know where you've put everything that you're going to need for that day or for that meeting. Like if you got certain papers to do with your finance, to do with your housing, to do with your financial life or your banking stuff, know with your car, know where your things are. Put those files in order. You think, what's this got to do with self-development? It's got a lot to do with it. Because order is the right arrangement of things. Because when you know where things are, you are able to go right there and get it and get that information so that it can empower you to do what you need to do. We're talking about potential. And order is very important. It's a big topic, but I'm only touching on a few things. So know where your things are and make sure they are in order. Very important. How to get in order. Now, I've written a few things, a few advice on how we can get in order if we think we're out of order in our life, you know. And you know, sometimes when people are arguing or making a lot of noise and talking against one another, especially in a courtroom or in somewhere, you know, people say, order, order. They want you to be quiet so that one person can speak at a time so they can be heard. So how do we get in order? These are some advice I would give you. Number one, give everything a home. Think about it. Give everything a home. What does that mean? Like I said before, put things in order. Make sure you know where your pencils are. Make sure you know where your socks is. Make sure you know where your keys are. Make sure you know where your driving documents are. Make sure you know where things are. You know, because when you know where they are and when you want them, you can go and get them. You know, very quickly about knowing where things are. I remember some time ago, you know, I bought something, it was quite expensive. And then, you know, I didn't keep the receipt. And then I needed to go and change it. And the man, no, I bought it from there, but he refused. He says, where's your receipt? And I said, you know, I bought it from here. He says, where's your receipt? And what that taught me is that, you know, if I kept my receipt, I had a place delegated for my receipt. All I had to do was go to that place, open it up and pick up the receipt and take the goods, and I would have been able to exchange it with no problem. No problem. So give everything a home. Very important. Okay, number two, go to bed with tomorrow in mind. Now, we're talking about order. Go to bed with tomorrow in mind. What does that mean? It means this, like if you know you got a meeting tomorrow, you got to be somewhere, you don't wake up and that's not the time to look for clothes and your socks and your shoes and your pen and your bags or your suitcase or what suit am I going to wear. What am I saying? Go to bed with tomorrow in mind. It means this. If you know you've got a meeting tomorrow, why that night, make sure you've done if you need to iron, if you need to press your clothes or whatever you do, you get that sorted out. You know what you're going to wear. You've got your shoes, you've got your socks, you've got your folders, you've got your paperwork, everything ready, laid out for you. So when you wake up, all you need to do is have your bath, freshen yourself up, and you can put on your clothes and be on your way. You don't wake up. Imagine you wake up a bit late and then you start looking, you don't know what to wear. You start going in your wardrobe. You start running. That is disorder. This is what the Bible says. The Bible says, you know, God is a God of order. You know, God, the Bible says, let everything be done in decency and in order. Let what? Everything be done in decency and in order. In your life, let there be order. So go to bed with tomorrow in mind. Very important. Okay, number three. Be around people who will add to your life. Very important. Be around people who would add to your life. Now, or hang around friends, or let the friends you have, make sure they are good people. Yeah? Say you know you got an important meeting, or you know you are, let's give an example. You are a married man, a married woman, and you're a bit tipsy, or you've gone out. You need to have friends, not to say, go, oh, that man likes you, go and talk to him. That woman likes you. No. You need good friends who will say to you, come, you are tipsy, let's take you home. Yeah, if you have friends who are going to nudge you to do the wrong thing, or go and have some fun, go and do this, and they know that you are in a committed relationship, they are not your friends. I'm being honest, they are not your friends. You know, because that could kill your relationship. It can destroy it completely. So what am I saying? Be around people who can add to your life. You know, your friends are very important. You need friends who, when you know you've got a meeting, they would not even take you out. They will say to you, you know what, we're going out today, but you're not coming because you've got a job interview tomorrow. You've got to do a presentation, so you better stay and study and know your stuff, get your stuff in order, so that when you do your presentation, everything will be well. I mean, you're not a baby. You can go out if you want to, but if you have friends like that, then they are good people. They will add to your life. Not friends say, oh, come on, drink, and you get an hangover, and then you've got to do a presentation, and then you wake up, you can't find your papers, you don't know what you're doing. That's not a good friend. A good friend is somebody who would think about your welfare, and about your future. All right. Very quickly, let's look at this. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do what you say you're going to do. Very important. If you want order in your life, basically keep your word. If you say you're going to meet somebody at a certain time, be there. Like I said, be a bit early, be half an hour to 15 minutes early to an interview or to meet that somebody. That means you're showing them respect. Yeah? You're showing them you are an ordered person. You know, you got a spirit of excellence. You are serious about what you want to do. When you say you're having a meeting with somebody, and the same way, the way somebody treats you, if you're going to meet up somebody, you're supposed to meet with them, and they're late, always late, or they are not organized, they're not ready, you know, it means that the person did not take time to think about their meeting and to prepare themselves. And they did not put things in order before they came to see you. So it's very important that you do what you say you're going to do. Closing with this one. Look after your body. Very important. We're talking about potential. We're talking about having our life in order. And if you don't look after you, if you don't look after your body, if you don't eat food, if it's possible for you to do so, that are good for you, that's nourishing for your body, okay, then if your body is not well, no matter how good you are at what you do you understand me? You will not be effective. So what am I trying to encourage us is this, that look after your body. You only have one body. You know, look after yourself, yeah? Watch your weight, watch what you eat, exercise when you can. Look after yourself, because at the end of the day, your body is what takes you where you want to go. Without your body, you can't go into that plane. Without your body, you can't sit on that chair. Without your body, yeah, you can't sign that check. So what am I saying to you? Watch your weight, watch your diet, watch your health. Not so much about your weight. Some people are big bone naturally and then nothing wrong with them. But what am I saying is that look after your body. You know, even the body, it has order. We have our head, you know, our bone structure, our skeleton and everything. And all is in order. And it's very important that you look after your health, because that is what is going to take you to where you want to go. So I hope this has been a blessing to you. And trust me, try and take some of this advice and add it to your life. Yeah, because we want to release our potential. So when we meet somebody, we're ready, we're on the board, we've had enough rest. If I know I have to do something, I've got to make sure I get enough rest so that I'm refreshed and I'm revived. So in the morning, I'm ready to go. So what am I saying to you? We're going to release our potential. Put your life in order. Very important. Remember, order means the right arrangement of things. None of us are perfect. This is something I need to work on, and I'm sure most of you do. Even if it's cleaning your wardrobe, cleaning your house, doing things. I need to work on some of this stuff. But what am I saying to you? Let's get things in order so that we can have a spirit of excellence and be effective in our daily dealings in life. God bless you.